I hear guys all the time get up in arms whenever they put the word religion in front of Christianity, arguing that Christianity is a relationship, not a religion. I'm here to tell you today that there is some religion in Christianity. Find out why on this week's episode of the Men Arena podcast. Men in the Arena Army, we salute you guys. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Men in the Arena podcast. I'm Jim Ramos, your guide and host, leading you to your best version in the stress bubble of life and beyond. Welcome to Spotify's #1 podcast for Christian men. Men, if you are listening to this on your smartphones, I want to encourage you to go check out this episode on YouTube. I'm standing here in a scenic area in South Africa on a safari with my bride of 32 years for our anniversary, and I am so excited to be here. It's just a glorious, glorious place to be. Today, I want to talk to you about a chapter out of my book, Dialed In, Reaching Your Full Capacity as a Man of God. This is a chapter that I think a lot of guys get a little nervous about. This chapter is called The Devout Man, Getting Religious About Your Relationship with God. You know, for some reason in Christianity, we get up in arms when we hear the word religion because we think it deals with structure, it deals with tradition, and a lot of Christians today push back on that. But I want to tell you that if you are a follower of Jesus who wants to be dialed in, you have to get religious about your relationship with God, which is what this word devout actually means. Now, here's the argument. If you're wanting to push back on the statement that you need to get religious about your relationship with God, here's what I want to share with you today. If you are a golfer, you go to the golf course and you go to the driving range and you practice religiously. If you're a bow hunter, you shoot your bow every day leading up to archery season and you do it religiously. If you are a person who's passionate about photography, you go out and you practice photography and you look at photography magazines and you do research on photography religiously. Anything that I am passionate about and anything I've ever been passionate about, I dial in and focus on that aspect of my life religiously. And when it comes to my faith, I have to get religious about my relationship with God. What does that mean? That means because I love the Lord, I get religious about reading my Bible. I get religious about prayer. I get religious about attending church. Yes, I get religious about attending church. These are things, when I say religious, I mean these are things that I practice devoutly in order to get deeper in my relationship with God. The dialed in man does religious things as an outpouring of his love for Jesus. If you want to hear more about my argument that you have to be religious about your relationship with God, check out my book, Dialed In, Reaching Your Full Capacity as a Man of God. Until next time, feel the wet sand on the arena floor. Hear the deafening roar of the crowd. Taste the sweetness of victory. Smell the stench of battle. Get in the game, get dirty, grind it out, get religious, and be a man.
You know, we often forget, guys, that God has called us to steward the bodies He gave us. That's why we're so excited to partner with Mountain Tough Fitness Lab. Join me on my journey by going to mountaintough.com and getting your free 6-week trial when you type in the code ARENA30. Stay dangerous.